guys, good morning. Welcome to another Sunday morning Base Camp Rico vlog, I guess it is. My opportunity to vent, give some shout outs, answer questions, all that kind of good stuff. I don't got anything cooking for breakfast this morning. I kind of didn't get anything ready. But that's all right. I might smoke something a little later this morning. So I got the Oklahoma Joe warming up. Now I got a comment the other day, well, last week, I don't know when it was, and God, I forget who it was, and I'll have to look back because I liked it. But he's commented a couple times, watching the videos, and I appreciate it. And then he was excited because he made the list on one of my shout-outs. And I don't know if he's just being sarcastic or if he really was. That was cool, I made the list. But I thought it was funny because the comment was, yeah, I made the list. Well, we no longer have the list. What we have now is the book. If you make the book, you might be somebody. Little reminder, I'm at 614 subscribers, 9 more subscribers. We're going to give away an old hickory butchering knife for the campfire. So let's get some people subscribing. Each time I do a giveaway, it'll be a little bigger. Bigger knife, bigger something, who knows. Let's go ahead and get to the book and answer a few questions here. I have to write this stuff down. Some of them we'll go right over. First of all, I want to thank James Humerick, I don't know. He's an old guy, that way somewhere. Kind of homesteading, living off the grid, but he's an old guy and he knows things. It's the right thing to do all the time, I don't know. Are his videos exciting? Not all the time, kind of like mine, I think. But he knows things. He's got an old smokehouse for cold smoking that I'm going to duplicate out here. So I've talked to him a little bit about cold smoking in the wintertime, my spices and that sort of stuff. Okay. Got Crystal Faggart, her husband, I guess it's her husband, Mr. Faggart. He comments once in a while, she comments. I'd rather have her commenting than him. I like the women. MX0945, thanks. Jesse Harris, thanks. Now let's get to, I got 4 questions or statements today we want to cover. First one is Lance DeArm, I don't know his name anyways. Buddy of mine, his body's starting to give out on him, so he's not always up to doing stuff, but he wants to put a little deep pit barbecue out here. Well, Lance, what I tell you is the weather's cool now. I got a good guest room. New bed and stuff in it for you, so if you want to come out, and if you're not feeling up to hanging out by the fire, you can be in there resting. But let's come out and spend a weekend with me. Let's do some NASCAR videos, and let's do some smoking videos, and we'll just be video fools. Okay, that was that one. Next one is JR Bariga 8. He asked me twice if we could do if I can do a video on how to restore cast iron, clean cast iron. I found a couple that actually got left outside, or I don't know, or a garage, I don't know what it is. But I got a couple here pot. This is my water boiling pot. And this looks like maybe a 12-inch cast iron. It's a Lodge. I don't know who makes this. I think I'll do some garage selling next weekend. See if I can find some more, and we'll do a video on how to clean it up and re-season them. You'll have to do the putting them in the oven part. Some say you can heat them up here, oil them, cool them down, heat them up here, oil them, cool them down. Others, you put them in the oven, upside down type of a deal. So we'll figure that out. But Liga 8, we'll get one done for you. Johnny Finley, he asked a good question. Because his understanding is that you wrap your meat at 140 degrees, and that stops the bitterness. So we'll address that here in a minute. Elizar Castillo, buddy of mine, kind of here since the beginning. He wanted to know if I'm marketing my poultry rub or rubs yet. No, I'm not quite marketing them yet. I got a label being made. It's gonna be under the Dead Horse Barbecue logo. If I can ever get the printer company to finish it. But Elizar, if you'll message me your address, I'll mail you out some rubs, and you can try them out and tell me what you think. Then we have I think that's all my questions. So let's go ahead and address Mr. Finley's, Johnny's thing on the wrapping it at 140 degrees. Now I responded back to him and I asked him, well, why are you personally wrapping the meat? That might make a difference of why you're wrapping it when you wrap it. A lot of people will wrap it keeps the moisture in, slows down the cooking process sometimes a little bit. Opposite of that is when you wrap it in foil, sometimes you get a stewing effect. So now you're taking a piece of meat like a brisket and you want it to taste like a brisket, and you wrap it in foil and it's stewing for hours in its own juices, and now you're getting kind of more of a pot roast type deal, which is okay because I do that sometimes. That's fine. The new rage, or the new rule of train of thought, is wrap it in butcher paper. And it breathes a little better than the foil, and it absorbs the oil and grease, so you don't get as much of that stewing thing. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know. Now, bitterness. When to wrap. I honestly, and I've only been smoking for a couple years, and I'll be the first one, and nephew Dutch in Oklahoma, keeping it Dutch, he'll contest to it, and he kind of say the same thing. We're learning. We don't know everything, but we know what works for us. And I've never heard you wrap it to stop the bitterness. Now, some of you think, well, shoot, if 2 hours smoke is good, I'll smoke the whole time. And that's not good. Because sometimes too much smoke is not a good. When we're smoking food cooking, is my opinion, when I'm smoking the food in the Oklahoma Joe for cooking purposes, eating purposes, I want a little bit of flavor of the smoke. I don't want it so strong, necessarily when you open your refrigerator on the leftovers, that the cloud of smoke comes out at you and you smell it. Some people like it that way. I don't. I want it to be subtle, add to the flavor of the meat. That way, like when my dad, Odie Doty, what are you doing? Daisy, where are you at, Daisy? Daisy May? Daisy's out doing something. My dad says he doesn't like smoked food. So we'll smoke something, throw it in the oven, let him see us take it out of the oven, and, he loves it. Oh, yeah, it's not smoked. But if you told him it was smoked, he doesn't like that. So I don't think you want to over-smoke it with the flavor of the smoke. Now, that's one reason why you wrap it. Hey, stop! Come here. I don't know what you're doing, but knock it off. The bitterness. Sometimes that could be your wood. Now, I have access, 131 Ranch, all the oak wood I want. That's a pretty good deal. So I can go up there and I can cut down and bring my smoking wood back. What I'm finding, though, is when I use this oak, and I think it could have to do with the bark, is I'm getting a real thick, dark gray, the dirty smoke, so they say. And I think that's giving my meat a different flavor, so I'm not liking it as much. So I'm starting to drift away from the oak sometimes. Open fire, I love cooking with the yolk because the smoke isn't directly on the meat all the time. It's not surrounding it. So I love cooking with this outside like this, barbecue and grilling. In the smokers, a pecan, a hickory, I like those. A mesquite, I like those. I got to get to Arizona, visit my pops, and bring back a big truckload of mesquite, because the trees grow wild there, and I'll just go out and cut it, type of a deal, and then be done with it. Well, that's getting hot already. Good fire today. Um, Now, Johnny, back to your question. I asked Johnny what kind of smoker he's smoking on. He's been smoking a year, so he's learning like the rest of us. He's got a something X14 or whatever. I don't know. It's a pellet smoker. I personally, I don't have a pellet smoker. I make fun of them, but I think they're like an oven. But I've had some meat cooked on a pellet smoker that is, the smoke flavors there, they're great. I might get me one. I don't know if I'll get a Traeger. I'm that guy. I don't like doing what everybody does. You know, yeah, everybody falls on the bandwagon. Got to have a Traeger. Most expensive. I could probably have Madeira create me a pellet feeder for this one. And we might do that. Because sometimes it is kind of nice just to set a thermostat, go into town, and I know my meat's cooking. Now, because my knowledge is limited on pellet stoves, Johnny, I'm thinking you can't over smoke it on a pellet stove because it's being fed gradual. That might be wrong. I might have to ask somebody. Maybe I'll ask old T-Roy Cooks, or another guy, Baby Back Maniac, because he uses a lot of the new products out there. Maybe I'll do that today. Find their link and ask them. Miner Mike up the 131 Ranch, he has a Traeger. I may take the Oklahoma Joe up the hill, and we might do a cook-off. We'll cook a pork butt one day, and then maybe we'll cook a brisket the next day, or whatever, chicken. Just do some different cooks, and we can compare them, see what we like best. So I don't think wrapping meat at 140 degrees is a magic number. I think what it is, that 140 degrees, without knowing where you heard this from, Johnny, I think what that is so many hours in, that's what your meat kind of is. So if you wrap it, you're decreasing the amount of smoke, and you're not getting that strong smoke taste. Again, depending on what wood you use, you might have some of the bitterness from this oak with the bark on it. I'm going to see about stripping the bark off some of this oak and see if that makes a difference. Do you have to wrap your meat? No. I'll tell you, 3 years of smoking, and I fell asleep in the easy chair. Forgot I had something on the smoker. Gone the whole brisket, the whole smoke. I've never had anything come off the smoker dry. It's always been moist and good and tender. So my experience is you can't dry it out in the smoker, and I've abused it. So I don't know. I want to try the butcher paper, see if that makes a difference. I don't know if my nephew's done that. There's a lot of sites out there that do wrap, non-wrap, experiments, cooking demos, and some like the wrap better, some like the not wrap, some like the foil better than the paper. Johnny, the best advice I can give you: watch as many people as you can. Find the guy you like, me, and just take one thing from that person and try it. If it doesn't work for you, oh my God, that doesn't work. Can't do that. That's kind of it. I think I'll wrap this up. It's kind of... Oh, no. Got one thing. I don't know what it is. Christmas season or what. But people out there are crazy. And I don't know if it affects their driving or what, but maybe this is just the only thing that bugs me. And I have nothing against handicapped people. Handicap parking, I have nothing. But is it just me, or is it just California that handicapped people have to go out and find the biggest, largest excursion, Tahoe, 10-ton truck, whatever, the biggest vehicle they could find, and then try to shove it into a crowded Walmart parking lot's handicap, and it sticks out 4 feet, makes it hard for other people to drive up and down the aisleways, roadways. And then when they're backing out, they can't just back out. Is it just me? Is it just bug me? Now, I grant you, I know they're handicapped. You know, and can't walk the distance. But why do they have to have the biggest vehicle they could find and then cause the most damage and obstacles and hazards for the rest of us? On that note, I'm going to wish you all well. I'm going to go on with my day. I may smoke something. Odie, don't be pissing in the horseshoe pit. A couple projects I got on the back burner. I'm trying to get my horseshoe pit finished. I kind of got it laid out, but I got to go look at one. I got some Cornish crosses that I have to butcher. They're not going to get done today. Maybe I'll do that next Sunday. And that'll be part of the chat, and then I'll do a video of that, how to slaughter and butcher and harvest a chicken. Need to remake a how to make cowboy coffee video. Excuse me. Guy pointed some things out to me last year that I got to try. Now, I got an old Keurig. It's on its last leg. I got the old Mr. Coffee inside the house, and they're fine. They work. This morning, 'cause I got up early, and I just did a Mr. Coffee cup just to get my day going. Then I made the pot here, and I'll tell you what, and I've said this before, this pot of coffee right here, hands down, better than what I made in the kitchen. Some grounds in it, what have you, but it's good. I like it. So I'll do an easy video. Maybe I'll go buy a new pot from Walmart like you guys can do for $11.95. Show you how to season it, type of a deal. Alrighty, guys. Keep on smoking. Keep the comments coming. Give me some ideas of what you want done. I'll get to them eventually. Rico, the tie-dyed cowboy. Salutes, my friend.